Travelin Roberts.
And it is kind of funny.
Yeah.
How that's happened.
It is. It is probably one of my worst, when I've destroyed about 40% of your clothes.
One thing that has shocked us has been the weather.
I mean, we've been having 15 to 30 mile per hour winds the majority of days we've been boondocking on the beach.
Oh God! Oh God! What the frick are those things?
It is time for another RV cooking show. We begin by browning some chicken thighs, skin down, and some boneless breast as well. Yeah, it almost doesn't fit in our travel skillet here.
Corey, that's a lot of water.
Okay. Is it just getting deeper?
And to think that for many years, this was the only way across. Still, it is a unique experience to be here in the presence of Alaska highway history.
I can't believe we're this close.
Real quick. There we go.
Yeah, this is your only thing.
Well, good evening, everyone. I thought it would be fitting to end that little montage with KYD's The Bird, because it is in the RV Hall of Fame, so we will be seeing that in about 2.5 weeks. So I thought it would be kind of fun. Does anybody remember Robert's jingle that he used to start all his videos with? I had forgotten all about that. But yeah, hi Sonia, hi Sue, hi Bree, hi Jim. Hello, anybody lurking in the back? I thought it would be fun to talk about what we watch. Was having camera trouble again. I don't know what it is. I come home, I put the laptop on, and it works fine. But then when I get home, it tells me that the camera doesn't work. I right now have a message on here saying that the webcam could not be detected and asking me if I want to troubleshoot it. And clearly it's on. I did move the mic. I didn't like the way that it sounded. So let me know how this sounds. Oh, and I should probably put some music on. I don't need my hard hat simply because you can see the lighting's a little bit different. The light's in a different spot. So it should not fall. Hey, Carol. Yeah, I need to fire the camera for sure. I do have a backup just in case, but I just prefer to use this. It's easier. Setting up the webcam is a whole thing. But yeah, let me know how this sounds and if it's any good. Can see and hear you fine, Gord. Thanks, Sue. I found with the mic on top, it was a little bit tinny. I guess it was getting more of an echo, so I like the sound of this better. So yeah, I thought this would be an interesting topic. I'm pretty sure everybody here watches Robert, and I think that's what brought us all together. I look almost lifelike. Almost, not quite. Let's do it out there. All right. But yeah, who else do you watch? I don't watch any TV at all. Gillian and I will throw something on at night sometimes. The occasional time we'll watch a movie. As you know, we just finished going through Three's Company. We watch all 8 seasons every year. But typically, I watch YouTube. I'm watching how-to videos or whatever. But I have regulars that I watch. Hi, William. And basically, I watch a different YouTuber every day, and I save them for the week, and that's my watching pattern. But yeah, who do you watch? Who don't you watch, and why? I'll start off. Probably the biggest one, obviously, is Keep Your Daydream, KYD with Mark and Trish. And I didn't watch a lot of them at first. If you know my story at all, we've been traveling for a dozen years. And we bought a new trailer in May of 2021. And I wanted to learn the PDI on the trailer. The trailer that we bought it on a Saturday morning, and it had just been delivered on Friday night. I don't even think they had unlocked it yet when we saw it. And we bought it on the spot. We'd been looking for it for a while. So Sue still watches TV in the evenings and early morning, in the afternoons to about 7 p.m. They watch YouTube videos. And I'm talking, I mean, obviously, you know, we watch Sonia, we watch Bree, and we watch Sue and Bob. But I'm talking about like the big channels in the niche. Or do you not even watch RV channels? Do you just watch Robert? But back to my story. I started doing the PDI on it took 2 weeks. And during those 2 weeks, I wanted to find out as much as I could about the trailer. And so I started doing searches. Oh, is Tanya here? Oh, hi, Tanya. I didn't even see you sneak in. And it turns out some of the first videos that I saw about my trailer were Josh the RV Nerd and Matt from Matt's RV Reviews. Two people I had no idea who they were at the time. I didn't think anything of it. And now I'm in a couple of groups with both of them. So that's kind of fun. But I guess because I was searching so much RV stuff on my suggested screen, one morning was Robert's video, and it was his 3-hour video to Maine. And we had been to Maine many times, and I wanted to see if Robert had been to some of the places that we had been in Maine. So I thought, oh, okay, well, I'm going to check this out and see what it is. And it was a 3-hour movie. And I thought, oh my God, who makes a 3-hour movie on YouTube? And I started watching more and more. And the story was very interesting. That was when old Kia died. And you know, he had to get away from the coast because there was a hurricane coming. And that's when he rented the big white truck. And it was, I mean, he had everything in that movie, staying at a Cracker Barrel. It was, you know, I really thought it was neat. And so I dug a little deeper. For me personally, what I started doing at that point, that would have been June or July of 21. And I started going through his back catalog. I was finished with Netflix. We haven't had TV for probably 15 years. There was nothing on Netflix. And so I was going through Robert's back catalog, and I started right back at the beginning from his last trip to Alaska in 2010 to his tour of flying to Toronto from Miami and then driving from Toronto to Quebec City, his trip to Finland, everything. And I watched it pretty much in chronological order. And I would watch that during the week. And then on the weekends, he would release a new video and I'd watch that. And then I had no idea what a live stream even was. And I started watching his live stream about that same time. I guess it would have been around late August or so. And then once I had gone through his entire catalog, I was totally looking for something new to watch. And of course, the next biggest thing, because I was watching Robert, I was getting more and more suggestions. And of course, KYD came up, and it was the same thing. I watched a couple of episodes and then went through the back catalog to see that. And then I just started adding RVers every week. The only other back catalog I've gone through is Finding Our Someday. I started going through the back catalog for Less Junk, More Journey, but as I add more of these in, I don't have time to go back anymore, so it's a little bit harder. And some of them add a lot more than others. So, Finding Our Someday has about 70,000 followers, and their videos are great, but they only have like 189 videos since 2017. It's not, there's not a big catalog to go through. So, it's easier to go through that. So Sonia says she doesn't watch KYD. She watches Robert, Big Truck, Big Travels, and Happily Ever Hanks, who were just in Alaska as well. I don't watch them regularly, but I'll throw them on once in a while. Sue watches KYD, Less Junk, More Journey, Today is Someday, Russ with RVer TV, Rusty 78606. I've never heard of that. RV Dave, not sure if that's the name of his channel. He has Bella the Dog, Nomadic Fanatic, CV Kevin, etc. Rusty 78609 was my first. Okay, I'll have to check that out. RVer TV. I've never heard of this. RVer TV. Matt's Off-Road Recovery. Is that RV? BSF Recovery Team. Yeah, Bree, why didn't you jump in the water today? Like, what the heck? Don't like cold water. Yeah, Bob put lots of them up every day. Bree watches smaller channels. I do too. I mean, clearly support all my friends. Try to get onto as many live streams as I can. Normally, I'll watch. I watch in the morning when I'm making lunches or when I'm eating lunch or dinner, especially at work because I'm at work. It's not like I'm sitting by myself. So William pretty much watches everyone. Well, happy retirement, William. Police Pursuits, Mega Driving School, RR and BD, State Boys. State Boys? I'm not even sure we should be talking about that on here. Yeah, see, I don't have TV, so I can't watch any of that. When we go to my parents, the kids always put on Border Patrol. And that's always a treat. And like I said in Sonia's live the other night, the border where I'm crossing at Sarnia is usually featured on there for not good things. But anyways. Bray also does not watch TV. Hi, Fatima. Yeah, Vermont Paint and Photo and Anthony and Grayscale Painting as well. Yeah. And I guess I don't really watch a lot of other channels regularly. I'm subscribed to a ton, but most of them are, computer related or related to work or photography related. And I'll watch those when I want to see something, but it's not a regular thing. I don't watch every episode that comes out. Matt's Off-Road Recovery is a channel devoted to recovering vehicles from the Hurricane UT area. He's also a fabricator and just finished building the works' largest odd road wrecker. Say that 5 times fast. In my Netflix days, I used to watch those. Any of those restore shows or Rust to Riches. We had a fantastic one out where Daryl lives called Rust Valley Restorers. And yeah, it's a lot of fun to watch those shows. The Amish one is awesome. Yeah, and I think we all do, Jim. I'm talking about bigger channels. BSF Recovery and Matt's are off-roading channels. Okay. I'm in a bunch of different Facebook groups and stuff. So, like when RV Unplugged came on, most of the people who are on that reality show are in a group that I'm in, a Facebook group that I'm in, and we all share videos and stuff to get watch time and what have you. People like Jason and Abby Epperly from RV Miles is in that group. Tony and Peggy Bethel from Stress Less Camping, they're in that group. The Hanks are in that group. I think Robert's even in that group, but he only posts once in a while. So yeah, we watch a lot of little channels like that. Roy and Becky I usually have on, but I don't have time to comment. They're just not on at a good time for me. I try to watch Sue and Merton as often as I can, but Sundays at 5 is tough as well. Dotes? What are dotes? At Turn It Up World, they were on RV Unplugged. I started one that I didn't watch from RV Unplugged was the New State Nomads, and I started watching them a little bit more. They're doing a series this summer called what is it? They're doing 51 national parks or something, or 48 national parks in the lower 48 that they're doing this summer. And I think it's sponsored by Winnebago because they always feature their Winnebago Class C, or I guess it's a Super B. But is Fatima watches Alone? Oh my! My coworker is watching Alone and Naked. Too much drama for me. Forensic Files. Yeah, I'm looking for a new series, Gillen, and I'd like to put something on at night. Especially if it was something like 30 minutes or whatever. I mean, we watched Superstore. We watched, like I said, we always do Three's Company. We watched From on Paramount, Yellowstone, 1883, 1923, all of that series. And that was all fantastic. But it's the shows that are on Netflix and Prime now are just not great. Of course, now that I'm on, the dog is playing. Sam printed some papers. I just put them there. Like I said, I started watching Less Junk, More Journey, but more of their new stuff. I haven't had time to go through their catalog. I really like Finding Her Someday with Corey and Jesse. They're former wedding photographers, and Corey is a commercial drone pilot who used to do real estate, and the video is stunning. They're very, very good at telling a story and giving information. They really give a lot of information about where they're going. Oh wait, why am I way up here? Oh my god, I'm missing the whole chat. Okay, there's baskets being exchanged. I'm not even going to ask. Golden Anniversary Adventures is good too. Steve has a great voice for narration. Yeah, I have seen some of their stuff, and a lot of the smaller channels will follow from each other's live streams and whatnot. So yeah, I do see a lot of that. We should make a channel with her birds. They're fast and awesome. You mean the chickens that keep escaping? From season 2 was weird, but so was season 1, and it's from the creators of Lost, so I don't know why you would expect anything else, Tanya. Summers in Alaska. No, I can't say I've ever seen that. Yeah, Alone is 10 people dropped off alone in the wilderness, and the one that can survive the longest wins money. Except, they self-film. There's no film crew, except for Naked and Alone, which is they're dropped off in the woods. Naked and Alone, and they win nothing but bragging rights saying that they won Naked and Alone, and most of them get very sick, and anyways, not for me. Alone is on Prime. I believe most of the seasons are on Prime. I didn't enjoy season 2 as much as season 1. I think season 1 it was just it was different. It was trying to figure out what was going on and looking for clues. And now it was just like, oh, okay, it's going to be another Lost where, we're all looking in the wrong direction. Cooking with Rick is awesome. Yeah. Besides cool kid channels, Gordon included. Thanks, Fatima. I like talking cat videos. You and Tanya would get along very well. No, and Gillen wants a cat. I don't know if you've seen my post this week, but we lost Storm on Friday, the bunny who has been featured on this live stream, and my daughter is devastated because that was her pet and she was taking care of it, and he was the second out of a litter that we had. We had 2 brothers, and Oliver died over a year ago from kidney failure, and Storm was on the same path. So we did lose him on Friday, and now Guillaume wants a cat. Caesar, how do you feel about a cat? You want a cat? Caesar doesn't want a cat. Caesar doesn't want a cat. He told me. Yeah. Yeah. I kind of like my furniture more than I like cats. Summers in Alaska is a family that lives in the North Pole. Like Santa? Sue has seen some of Alone and Naked and Alone, too much blurring out of the Budinskis. Oh, Fatima's on your cat team. She's team cat. But yeah.
Oh, I like kale and I like cats.
You should move in with Fatima. You'd have all the kale and cats you want.
There you go.
Yeah, poor Storm.
It was very, very sad. Very sudden.
Yeah, it was very sudden. He was fine. We went away. I guess that was the weekend that we went to my parents' place. So we came back Sunday and everything was fine. And Monday he started going downhill. And she didn't fire me yet, William, but she fired my camera because we couldn't get it working at first. So your cat gave Jim a love tap today with her claw. Right, Jim? See, Jim's being injured by cats. I don't know. I'm just another reason not to have cats. Sonia's cat took a chunk of his arm off.
What?
Yeah. So I don't think that that's a good thing at all. No cats. One of the he's going to have a permanent scar. See, I have enough scars. We don't need any cats. One of the channels that I did feature in the intro video was a smaller channel. Well, smaller. They just hit 30,000 followers. And they're in a very small Facebook group that I'm in. I've been supporting them for a while, called Switch It Up. And if you haven't seen them, they're actually pretty funny. They're empty nesters who decided that they wanted to live in a trailer. It was a scratch, but if that cat had anything under its nails, he could lose his arm. Jim, you should get checked. You might get your arm cut off. I'm just saying. But yeah, Switch It Up has, it's very interesting. They're really trying to build a community, and they work really hard at supporting their audience. So I think that that's a pretty neat thing. What else have we got on here? Today is Sunday. I think Sue mentioned today is Sunday with Phil and Stacy. So this is twice now that that Sonia has sent Jim to the ER. Once for the weed whacker and now with the cat. Well, William says he's going to the ER. She was in zombie mode when I got home from work and was a tad rambunctious. See, that's why we don't need a cat. The couple with the 2 young girls, Sue, is Corey and Jesse. That's Finding Our Someday. And yeah, they're a little bit younger. And they're girls, or one of them just graduated school. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens next. As well as KYD with Caleb going to college. They're going to be empty nesters now. So let's see what that's going to be. Tanya's team cat. She almost adopted 3 black cats from PetSmart last Friday. I can't do that to Dad. No, you can't.
That must have been hard.
Yeah. Yes, Tanya has always been team cat. Oh, Zoomy, not zombie. I don't know. I can't read. Why are we reading? Yeah, Switch It Up is the other channel. and they're quite funny. If the part that I showed in the video, they were kayaking the mangroves at John Pennycamp State Park, and there were spider crabs in the trees, and he almost lost his mind. She is now forbidden to use the weed whacker if I'm within 100 feet of the cutting zone. Well, that's probably a good idea. You shouldn't be within 100 feet. I mean, here's what you do, Jim. You get yourself one of these. I'm just going to plug this and see what happens. See if I lose my camera. See this? This will clamp anywhere. Clamp it to the picnic table and walk away. She can get her video that way. They're like $20 on Amazon. Is there people that you don't watch, and why? I've tried to watch Long Honeymoon a bunch of times, and I mean, Sean and Christy are very nice. I like their travel videos, but I just find every video is a product review or tips. And so I really don't watch very much of them at all. And some of the bigger, like Changing Lanes is a huge channel. I had no idea that they were that big, with Chad and Tara. And she attacked you with the drone. Didn't she attack you with the drone last time? Oh no, she attacked herself with the drone last time. There was a premiere? Okay, I don't know where the heck I was. I didn't get no notification. What time was the premiere? I'll have to go back and look. Sonia feels KYD is full of themselves. Can't watch them. Yeah. I mean, I try and think of why I watch any of these people or why I don't watch, because at 7 Eastern. Okay, well that's, yeah. I still didn't get a notification, but where was I at 7? 7, I think I was driving home from work. Sue says hi.
Oh, tell everybody I say hi. Hi, Sue.
Say hi.
Hello.
Glenn says hi. Yeah, and the only thing that I can see, I mean, I think Robert's a little bit different than everybody else. I just think that Robert tells an amazing story. And I think that is what draws me to him more than anything else. Fatima and William both say hello.
Oh, hello. Hello.
And he's just very good at what he does, and he explains things very well. And it's, you know, I told him that when he was on the live stream. I use him as a reference when I'm going somewhere. His videos are very thorough. It gives you a good lay of the land of what to expect, especially if you like to eat at restaurants. And yeah, and I don't know why I watch KYD. I don't, because when I first started, I felt the same as Sonia, and then the more I watched, the more I liked it. I think they come across almost as like that's not really them, that's their TV them. But the more you watch, the more you realize that I think that really is them, and I'm okay with that. I don't think that there's anybody I dislike, but I think that I tend to gravitate towards the people that I relate to the most, which I think is normal. But yeah, Robert's super fun to hang out with and down to earth. What you see in the lives is what you get in person. Yeah, exactly. And I found when he came on the live with us, he was a little more relaxed than when he's on his live. I think his live, it's it's work. He's working. There's a lot going on for him. Like there's 10 people watching. You know, and this is fairly easy to manage. I can't imagine if there's 700 people watching. Used to enjoy watching the Tim Tracker, a local couple here in Orlando area, did local nature parks, etc. Grew huge and does Disney and theme parks, and now babies all the time too. And now babies? Then he grew huge and does Disney and theme parks, and now babies all the time too. I'm not sure what that means, Sue. He does babies? Ilya's great too. Yeah. Yeah, and see, I think, like you say, they're down to earth. Like those are people that I could hang out with. Again, you got to find your crew, right? Wow, the Hanks did a live the other night and they had 3,000 people in the chat. That's crazy. How do you even manage that? Are they still in Alaska? I can't remember the last one. I watched one from them a week or two ago. But that's great. I can't even imagine 3,000 people in the chat. That's how do you even keep up? How do you read anything? You'd almost have to go back and rewatch your own chat, your own. Oh, they have 2 kids now, and they show Life at Home all the time. So they changed, right? So, I mean, I don't know. For me, I like RVs. I like traveling. I like traveling in an RV. And so, you know, if somebody had, like, if Robert all of a sudden started doing nothing but cooking shows, I probably wouldn't watch anymore. That's not why I watch them. But I guess if you're if you really like the people and you're watching it for the people and not for the content, then I guess, you know, you switch with them. But as people with suggestions, please put them in the comments as the live chat goes away. I think too, at that point, you like when you get that big, I know that, you know, some people use Manager, who will be sending them questions in private chat, you know, the things that should be seen. I know you often hear Illy telling Robert about something that he missed, and, you know, and I think that that's necessary when you've hit that point where you've just got so much going on, it's hard to do. Yeah, I would probably still watch him too, just because he's interesting. You know. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, you're probably right about that, Sonia. The rest of them, I don't know. You know, RV Miles is getting off the road. They're just going to be weekend warriors, and I don't know, probably, I mean, I didn't watch them a lot to begin with, but I probably won't watch that as much. Yeah, I found out that KYD did a meetup in my town, and they were here in Ottawa and did a meetup, and you know, I might have gone just for curiosity, but again, anything like that, Robert's the only one who actually does meetups. Everybody else, you have to be a member to find out about the meetups. I watched the Cat Lady Van and a number of Canadian channels. The Cat Lady Van. A lot of the quality of lives goes to the moderating staff. Yeah, I would agree with that, Jim. Yeah, I love Jason's news updates. They're very informative. He's got a lot of insight. He knows a lot of people, and he gets very good insights. Sometimes more than what I think other people get. But I don't watch, like I said, I don't watch Kyle and Renee very much. The Roadsmiths, I think I've watched a couple. I don't know that I've really spent enough time watching them. I also find and maybe this sounds ridiculous, but the smaller the RV, the more I like it, the more I can connect with it. I will never own a fifth wheel. I will never own one of these giant homes, triple axle toy haulers. I mean, that's what Switch It Up drives, but I don't know. It seems like so much trailer, and I don't know. Honorable mentions that I wrote down as well for non-RV channels were Josh and Matt with their reviews. There's only so many reviews that you can watch. I think it's neat to see the new stuff that's coming out, and I find they both do a really good job. Matt's very over the top. She's a photographer, so she usually shows pretty footage. Has a cat that is cool. She is a full-time van lifer. Built out her own van. Well, that's kind of cool. That's very cool. Yeah, there's a couple here just outside of Ottawa that has a very small channel, and they built out their own van, and it was, I think, the first 8 months their videos were just building that van. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. I also have written down through my lens, which is another big channel that I think everybody knows. And while they're not really in the RVing niche, where we are located, their videos are interesting and informative. So I do tend to, if I'm going somewhere, I will definitely look up Josh and Pops and see if they've been there. That's where we had our first Cuban sandwich ever at a place called Sandwich in Miami, in Little Havana. And that was a recommendation of theirs. And man, they were spot on. It was so good. Big Truck, Big Travels, I've watched a couple of times. It's interesting to me that you can have videos of that quality and not be in them. It just blows me away. Hobotech does great reviews of RV stuff, solar generators, etc. He got big doing that. Started following him when he was just getting into his road trek. Now he has a home base somewhere in Arizona. Oh, that's cool. Hobotech. I don't do a lot of the reviews. I like more. I think I watch a lot of these channels for the entertainment value. Like I said, I like the story that Robert tells. I like it in the order that he tells it in. You know, it's very chronological and it's not jumping all over the place. That's one thing that I find with KYD. They were building that house in Florida. I don't know how closely you follow them, but I guess there was so many delays that it delayed their trip to the Canadian Maritimes. And so every week it was tip about this, tip about that. Let's talk solar, you know. And it's like, no, I want to see you guys on the road. Because that's what I want to see. I want to see RV travel, because I guess when I'm not doing it, I like to watch it. Now, KYD just did the episode that they released this week. They did a bike trip across Iowa, which I thought was very cool. And it's some big event that happened. And it kind of gave me an idea. Well, I've had this idea where Ottawa is located in the 1800s. They built a series of locks. Okay, these are old manual locks, and you can go from Ottawa all the way to Kingston onto the St. Lawrence River by boat. And these locks are still operated by Parks Canada. They're still operated by hand. And what I wanted to do, I asked my oldest son if he wanted to do it with me and one of my friends. And we're going to take an 8-day kayak trip at some point and kayak from Kingston to Ottawa and have Guylaine pick us up. You can camp for $5. Every lock has a little campsite. And you can just get one of those little hammock tents off of Amazon for like $80. And you can camp there for $5. They have showers and washrooms. There's little towns located all along the canal. You can stop and eat if you want a hot meal or what have you. And it's just something I really want to do. And after watching this KYD series with the bike, or I guess it wasn't a series, it's 2 episodes last week and next week. And it's an event, and it was the 50th anniversary of this event. And when they show the magnitude of this event, roads being closed and the police directing traffic, and there's got to be something like that for kayaks. And I would love to do something like that with Guylaine. But yeah, Tanya asked Matt if he wanted to go, and he said yes. I haven't talked to him about it in a while, but definitely something I want to do. Definitely something I want to do. What happened with the house in Florida? I missed what happened with that. They also have a cabin out in Colorado. They have a cabin in Flagstaff that they bought sight unseen and refurbished it and turned it into an Airbnb. So they keep it for themselves when they want to go there. But for the most part, it's rented out. And they bought another place in Florida because their oldest son is in military school in Florida somewhere. And so now they're fixing that place up, which I'm guessing they're going to turn that into an Airbnb as well. KYD is Keep Your Daydream, Fatima, with Mark and Trish. Sonia wants a picture of your flag. My flag hasn't come in yet. I have no idea. It has no delivery date on it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I ordered my flag, but I have no idea when it's going to get here. Yeah, we've been talking about it for a while. I actually haven't talked to Matt in a very long time. He comes in the store once in a while, but yeah, the oldest son goes to Embry-Riddle. And I have no idea. I have no idea where Caleb is going. That'll be an interesting episode for sure. And I guess their daughter is engaged. Let me see here. Well, I didn't. There it is. I didn't print out my would you rathers for the week. So I am going to have to read them off the computer. You can see me, but I can't see you because I'm looking at my notes. All right. So for this week, would you rather have Billie Eilish's future or Madonna's legacy? I don't know. I don't know about Madonna's legacy. Maybe some legacy, but I don't know about that one. You were supposed to have tacos last night. Tacos are on Tuesday. They both start TT, Taco Tuesday, not Taco Thursday. That doesn't even make sense. William was going to Hershey and Quartzsite, but because of mom, you're not sure now. Oh, I hope she's doing okay. Quartzsite's still a long way off. You may have time. Billie Eilish sings. Oh, what's that song that she sings? A Bad Girl? I don't know. She's some kid. Yes. Thursday starts with a T, but it's a TH. So technically it's different phonically. Right? It's tha, not t. So she is a young kid. She's an up and comer. Think of Lourdes a few years ago with her Royals. Rebel eating tacos on Wednesday. Why won't you be home for dinner tomorrow? How are we going to watch you paint? Oh, I'm not singing it, William. Nobody wants to hear me sing. Although Jim and I still have some talking to do about M23. Would you rather have a third nipple or an extra toe? Either one seems useless, so I would think that. Oh, is Jeff here? Hello, Jeff, at the undisclosed campsite somewhere in Nebraska. Jeff Fafa. Right? What would you do with either of those? I don't know, but I would imagine that shoes would be more uncomfortable than a shirt. So I don't want an extra toe. I already have triple E feet. I have a hard enough time finding shoes that are comfortable. Having a sixth toe would definitely not be great. Would you rather solve world hunger or global warming? Well, an extra hand would be handy. Oh. I always forget I have those buttons. You'll be painting tomorrow, just not home for supper. Well, what good is that? I say third nipple, and all you can think of is Nubbin from Friends. See, and I'm not a Friends fan. I don't get the reference. World hunger, there's no such thing as global warming. There you go. Technically, there's no such thing as world hunger either because there's more than enough food to feed everybody. It's just not distributed properly. That joke didn't get me fired. That was a good joke. I think we're closer to solving world hunger than global warming. There you go. Fatima remembers that Friends episode. There you go. Would you rather live in a treehouse or live in a cave? Oh, definitely a treehouse. I'm not a cave person. I do not like bats. Caves are cold and dark, may or may not contain bears. So yeah, I am definitely. Why is Streamlabs is giving me advice while I'm in the middle of a live? That's good. Just send the hungry people U-Hauls and bring them to where the food is. There you go. Chandler's third nipple he called a nubbin. Ah, well, there you go. Bats are not awesome. Bats do awesome things, doesn't make them awesome. What is it? What's your poop guana? That stuff can kill you. That stuff's toxic. Would you rather travel the world for free for a year or have $50,000 to spend however you please? Oh, I think I would rather travel the world for free for a year because I think that would be way more than $50,000. Maybe I'm wrong. I have looked at a flight to Bora Bora. Guylaine and I have a plan. And I have to figure out how to budget this. We are at some point in the near future, because we want to do it before we're too old that we can't do it. We want to go to New Zealand and rent a small class C and do New Zealand for 3 to 4 weeks. which may be difficult because it's one of the few places where you still have to drive on the wrong side of the road. So I don't know. It's still very much up in the air, but I looked at rentals. You can camp almost anywhere in New Zealand for free. You can stay anywhere that you want. There's not, it's not like campsites like we have here. It's, you pay $5 and you have full hookups and you can stay free and they have full hookups everywhere. The rental is expensive. I think for a week it was going to work out to like $6,000 or something. Or for 14 days, it was like $6,000. And then the flights there are ridiculous, but driving on the left is easy because everyone else is doing it. I'll travel the world if I can drive. Well, your world would be limited to North America or a boat. William's been around the world, so he'll take the $50,000. But you haven't been around the world, William. You haven't been to Canada. So almost. Yeah, the campsites are dirt cheap down there, Jeff. I looked into it. It's crazy. Just follow someone around. If they pull into a driveway, just ask if you can mooch dock. Nice. That's not bad. Oh, boat's okay. So we'll put you on a big boat and send you across the ocean. I don't know. I would be more scared in the middle of the ocean in a boat than on a plane. Yeah, apparently turning left, or I guess turning right, would be difficult there. Have you seen the movie Titanic? Just asking. I have. I think that's probably the longest flight I did was when Alex played hockey in Prague. We flew Ottawa to Frankfurt, and that was about 9 hours. And that was long. That was very long. And it was overnight. So we left here at 7:30 p.m. and we arrived over there. It was 9:30 a.m. And they recommended that we didn't sleep. So I watched movies all the way there. Middle of the ocean, a plane is scary. It will sink if you are in a plane in the air over the ocean. That's okay usually. Well, thank you for the clarification, Sue. Yes, middle of the ocean in a plane would be scary. But it has those big wings. Have you ever seen Sully? It floated for a while. Ooh, New York to Kenya, 22 hours. Wow. Guylaine has been to Australia, and she flew Toronto to Sydney, and it was 42 hours, I think. And then they had a short layover in Sydney and flew from Sydney to Cairns, and then took a bus tour back over a week. And that was when we had first met. She already had that trip planned with her cousin. Yeah, Sully was very amazing. And of course, with Tom Hanks in it, how can it be bad? Guylaine doesn't like Tom Hanks. I don't get it. Who doesn't like Tom Hanks? Everybody likes Tom Hanks. Michigan to India. Wow. Followed by a 30-hour train ride. Finally made it to my wedding. Wait, to your wedding? Your wedding was in India? You would have had a good excuse for being late. Yeah, and he's done 2 movies like that, right? Where he lives in an airport and he's alone on an island. Maybe nobody likes to work with him. Would you rather give up your cell phone for a month or bathing for a month? Well, that is interesting. That is interesting. I love my cell phone, but I suppose if I lived by a lake, and I could go for a swim once in a while, I think I'd be okay. But I don't think I could I don't think I could go a month without bathing. William has been on aircraft carrier, destroyers, boat any day. Oh, well, there you go. Fun fact. When I was in grade 12, we had somebody from a college, a college recruiter, come to our school and talk to us, and I was hell bent on being a ship pilot with the military and learning the technology. And back then, the computers were fairly new to drive these boats. And my mother did not want me to be in the military in any way, shape, or form. And so she would not sign off on me going to college for that. And I wasn't 18, so there was nothing I could do about it. So the college also offered the optical program, which I did take, thinking that I would do a year of optical and then switch once I was 18. But I actually enjoyed optical quite a bit. And of course, during my tenure in college, the Gulf War started, and I likely would have been in the middle of that, on Canada's only ship. So things have a funny way of working out. Can you watch A Man Called Otto tonight? Well, there you go. Bathing doesn't mean you can't wash up. That's true. Fatima likes Tom Hanks and Tom Cruise, two completely different actors. Both, however, named Tom. Jeff would give up his cell phone. Tanya would give up her cell phone. Fatima would give up bathing. That's not a man question, Gord. Cell phone? You'd give up your cell phone? What's not a man question? I don't understand that. These questions are gender neutral. Would you rather have a photographic memory or an IQ of 200? Imagine if you had an IQ of 200, that maybe you would have a photographic memory. Sorry, I forgot what the question was. Tommy Lee Jones. See, another Tommy. Yeah, The Fugitive is one of my favorite movies because I like Tommy Lee and I also like Harrison Ford. So that was a very fantastic movie for me. And you can ask Tanya. Usually I don't remember. I usually don't remember anybody's name. Well, Sue, is 200 a good IQ? I would have to have a good IQ to tell you, so I don't know. But I believe it is. I believe 120 is considered above average. Oh. How come I don't see them? No. Okay, that was weird. Somebody just sent me a message that they were in the basement, but I haven't shared the link, so. Oh, Bree's looking for chips. Well, unfortunately, we're putting an end to this soon, so you're not going to have time to eat them anyways. But Sonia does have them. Are we going to start a food fight again? Photographic memory, IQ of 200 equals fewer people to talk or listen to for meeting of the minds. That's true. I don't have a lot of people to talk to. But yeah, I definitely don't have a photographic memory, and Guylaine will back me up on that. Check the basement in my house. Well, somebody DM'd me on Instagram, and they don't know where I live, so. I don't even know what that is. Somebody trying to sell something. I guess they're trying to sell something from my basement. Okay. Never mind. I have a feeling, now this is the second time I've heard you say this. Ladies and gentlemen, take my advice, pull down your pants and slide on the ice. I'm guessing that Sonia's watching reruns of MASH. That would be my guess. It's the second time I've heard that quote this week. Although it is good advice. Anyways, I think on that note, we're going to wrap it up. I am going to go and check with this spammer and see what's happening. Make sure that he's not in my basement, or she. I can't really tell. I thought it was somebody else. I thought it was somebody that we were talking about. But anyways, yeah, she said it on her live the other night, and it was what was his name? Sydney, the psychiatrist on MASH. And it's just, I don't think there'll ever be another show like MASH. But anyway, on that note, I have nothing else for you folks. Not sure what everybody's got planned for the long weekend. We are going back to my parents' place with the kayaks and some drones. We're going to try and get an extra day. And Dr. Sydney Freeman. Yeah, that's it. And yeah, so I will try to be around Friday night. I'm not sure that I will, but if I'm not, I hope everybody has a great weekend, and we will see you next Wednesday. We'll be right back here. Leave the camper home so nothing else happens to it. The camper is staying home. I will not take that. My parents live on a gravel road, and it is not very. It's not a very good drive. Let's put it that way. I'm not sure the camper would last. So it is definitely staying home. But the kayaks are not. So we're going to have some fun this weekend. I hope everyone else has a great weekend, and we will see you next week. Bye, everyone.